What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. I just got back, landed from Dallas from casting the Winter Conquerors event, and the entire time on the plane, I kid you not, there was only one person on my mind. It was Blob. I can't tell you how much I've wanted to make this video. Blob might be one of my favorite cards to come to Marvel Snap in a long while. Now, you may have seen my video over on the official Marvel Snap channel. I had the opportunity to playtest him early, and even though it was against some bots, I gotta tell you, that new Blob was something special. Now, in my original star ratings on that video, I ended up giving my early impressions on the card. However, I wasn't able to test him competitively, so I wasn't 100% sure if I wasn't just being captivated and seduced by his good looks. Nope, Blob here's cracked, guys. In fact, I gave him a 4-star on his performance rating even in the early testing. I'm going to bump that up to about 4.5 stars. And it's not really even about the massive power. That's just one aspect of it. Guys, I played a lot with my Blob up in the airplane on the way here. That sounds pretty bad. But I was 3,000 feet up playing a lot of Blob. Tested him a lot. And today I'm going to kind of teach you guys everything that I learned. Now, the Blob is a 6-cost, 4-power card with the on-reveal ability of merging your entire deck into the Blob. He'll gain its total power. Again, he's not destroying these cards, he's merging it, something like a Hulkbuster or Phoenix Force interaction. Now, he's got the ongoing effect of his most notable trait within Marvel, that he cannot be moved. Blob can be taskmastered, he can be Arnim Zolid, and occasionally he enjoys long walks on the beach. Now, Blob is proven that he can fit just about everywhere, even with a large size within Marvel Snap. But today we're going to talk about where I think he probably works the best within the game. But before that, I want to dive into Blob and kind of break down just why he's so good. Now, what makes Frederick over here just so damn good? It's not that he can hit 100 plus power. That's stupid. We've never seen that before. That's one way why he's great, and he can flip locations. But it's his unpredictability. Now, let me break this down. First of all, if you're playing towards the top in a Marvel Snap, or you're even just climbing the ladder, by now, people pretty much have figured out most of the decks within the game. And people tend to play the same play lines because, well, they're good, right? In Destroy, you can expect Null, maybe Death, maybe some Deadpool, Venom, Arnim Zola. In a control list, odds are it's Doctor Doom, or it's going to be Eliath, the Purple Cloud Fart, or maybe if it's Ravonna, it's Iron Man Mystique. You guys get it by now. Blob is insane because his numbers are always different no matter what. Now, first of all, I'm going to say if you don't have a deck tracker, that's going to make your Blob way better. I'm going to put that right down in the description. If you want to play Blob, get the deck tracker. It's great. You're going to be able to tell exactly how big your Blob is going to be. But your opponent doesn't know. So they don't know if it's going to be 12 in a lane. They can't calculate it, right? They have no idea unless they've been taking notes and it's Conquest, something like that. And that is what sets Blob over the edge. Now, I don't want to hurt the brain. That's not why we're here. We're playing video games. But, guys, on average, Blob is going to have pretty damn good stats, no matter what deck you're playing. I mean, just some numbers here of what cards you could have on an average game left over, assuming you're not even playing Thanos at this point. And Blob has great power for a 6-cost card. On top of that, he can get to stupid huge numbers to flip, win just about any location, right? And then, in addition to all of this, he's his own win condition. And what I mean by that is, let's say you're playing something like the High Evo Hulk, right? If you draw Hulk, great. You know you're going to win most of the time. You can set the game up for your advantage. But if you don't get him, that's where Blob comes in. He's able to absorb all of that within the deck. And yes, you can play Crazy Hela and Tribunal. There's some great decks out there to capitalize on his huge power. But he's also just a good flexible card in this sense because he gives you more dependability. Now, I want to talk pros and cons with him, but let's just jump into the deck that I like him in the most by far, right? Thanos has been up and down, but Blob and him are going to be best buddies. You saw the thumbnail. They're playing on the beach already. Best friends. There are plenty of decks that are great with Blob. In fact, it was very tough for me to choose just one to highlight today. We'll get to those maybe in the future. But for now, let's go ahead and break down Thanos and Blob and how they work. So as you guys know, a lot of ways to play Thanos. And today we're going to start with the core cards of today's meta Thanos deck. But then we're also going to be talking about flex options and different packages that we're seeing in the best Thanos decks out there. Now, really at its core, guys, you're going to have a lot of 2-drops and or Nico Minoru. Now, if you have Nico, she's typically inside the build, just way too flexible and offers a lot of help with Thanos, especially with the recent buff/nerf to the Mind Stone. Now, on top of that, you can go with a Courier if you don't have Nico Minaru. Typically, you're going to see builds not have a Courier, but definitely not bad if you do have the Blob. You always want to play a Courier on 2 and obviously playing a lot of stones before we get to our next card in Psylocke. The stones are going to go Mind Stone in order to thin out the deck by 2. If you don't have Nico, it's even better to thin out that deck to try to get the Blob or an important card. It's great at getting that Time Stone to ramp up so that you can do the ultimate goal of the deck. Pretty much anytime you can draw, unless you absolutely need the utility of one of the Infinity Stones, is what you'll want to do. As you know, Psylocke is going to be in every single build in Thanos out there. The whole goal of this, as I've said before, is to ramp into your 5-cost cards as quickly as possible between the Time Stone and Psylocke. Now, Jeff the Baby Land Shark is pretty much mandatory within the deck because what we're trying to accomplish here is obviously ramping out to our next core card in Professor X. Guys, you're trying to lock down a lane, use the stones early. Now we have ways to boost up Jeff. We'll get to that later in the all-in lockdown version. But on top of that, you're going to see Vision as another core card in Thanos at the moment, being able to move him around anywhere to get a location that you need, to avoid an Alliance on turn 6. A lot of different ways to utilize Vision within these decks. And to boot, he's also a lot of power for our Blob to soak up. Now, yes, you're going to see Alliance in a lot of these builds. I do see some without him. You don't have to have it. But if you play Professor X and you lock down a lane and you have priority right now in Marvel Snap, you're going to win the game with Alliance. But Blob also does essentially the same thing, especially, again, if you have priority. Now, Blob is also going to be a core card because he's the man of the hour. And, of course, Thanos, which takes us to our first flex options. Now, we're going to start with the tech cards. Every Thanos deck, since the meta going back to January, has some form or fashion of one tech card to answer the woes of the meta out there. Now, Shang-Chi is going to be the most popular tech card that you'll see in most common Thanos builds because, well, he deals with a lot of the problems out there, obviously being other blobs and big cards that people are playing at the moment, like Shuri decks. But also, if Thanos gets popular and or if we're running against a lot of ongoing cards, Super Scroll is not a bad tech fill option if you want to try him out. If you happen to be running into a lot of ongoing decks, this is the time to make him shine. But again, Shang-Chi should usually be played. Now, before we go into some of these specific deck builds, I want to highlight some other flex cards that you might see out there. Devil Dinosaur, very popular option. You typically have a very big hand. I don't love him all the time because with Blob, if you can ramp him out, sometimes things happen. Blob kills your entire deck and you're stuck with what you have. But, you know, obviously Devil Dinosaur is a staple in Thanos. Typically, you're going to see Iron Lad here. I know we're a couple of weeks away from the spotlight if you're watching this in the mid-December month. But Iron Lad just proccing a ton of these cards is going to get benefit, obviously. Getting Jeff. There's a few Iron Lad scans that just win you the game outright. Now, filling out our first Thanos deck, we've got more of the all-in control version, and I like to call it the Control 5, and you have both Legion and Arrow to add power to our deck for the Blob. And again, we're going all in to control the opponent. Now, Legion is great. Tons of people playing the She-Hulk turn 7 deck. Just an easy, cheeky way to win against those and get easy cubes. And then Arrow, I'm telling you guys, great power. And also, it's awesome to pull your opponent's last card, especially if it shuts them out of a lane or if you want to set up another lane to get priority. So you can see the entire deck right here for the more all-in control method, one of my favorites and very much enjoyable. Now, if you want to go with an all-in lockdown, which is going to really try to get the Professor X down, and then you can also beat other people's lockdown decks because it's obviously very popular at the moment. A lot of different flex cards you can play, but we have a build with Elsa, even though she just got nerfed. It's great to get your Jeffs up. We have Vision as well to stack into your Elsa lane. We have Space Stone. A lot of ways to get cards out of Elsa's lane after they've been boosted, which is obviously the hardest part to manage with the way she works now. Now, you notice in this deck, we have Nico Minaru and Blue Marvel to ensure that no matter what, we can typically take a Professor X lane that we've locked down. We can have Blue Marvel to bump up the stones or to help out, get us priority, because this one also plays Alliance. And then finally, when it comes to Thanos, we have one last package out there, and there's a ton going on with this one. I believe Dara created this deck. It's just the big boys. It's the big cards. We have Gladiator, Maximus, Crossbones, Doc Ock, and Magneto. Now, what's cool about this deck, no Alliance is needed because you're just going off big freaking power, and you gotta love to see it. Now, you can throw in Professor X in here to have lockdown involved, but you have so much big stats that your Blob is gonna easily win a lane, but then you also have other cards that can help you disrupt your opponent, like Doc Ock, Magneto, and other cards that just get big easily. Now, Gladiator, he's always a gamble, right? But it is a good way to maybe pull a Professor X down and you win that lane, or maybe you kill a Jeff, you kill a Shang-Chi, a Lyeth. There's a lot of cards that he can destroy that does help you out in the long run to snap and get the advantage. So overall, you saw the core deck. You've seen these different builds. Feel free to mix and match. Just make sure, for the most part, if you can, include the core cards into your Thanos build. And when it comes to playing it, it's really not all that tough, guys. We just explained it for the most part. I would say snap conditions are, if you have yourself Jeff and or Professor X, and it's looking like you can lock down a lane with ease, or maybe you have the Elsa package built up, then you want to snap, right? If it looks like Professor X is going to land and you have Blob with priority or Goliath, it's a win. No matter what, you want to snap, obviously, going into those turns. Or if you just have a great setup and your opponent's not playing cards and you have stones all over the locations and you're just looking very advantageous in your positioning, then again, you're going to want to obviously snap. And that's pretty much it, right? You want to play Psylocke down on turn 3, play a 5-cost card on 5 with probably Professor X getting the advantage if you have ways to build up that lane to secure it. Try to get a vision out there if you're going against Elias, or do disruption with things like Arrow. Now, as for today's matches, you're going to see a lot of Legion Arrow. That deck was tight on time because I did fly today, but I had to play my girl Arrow. And of course, Legion right now I just think is solid. So that's pretty much everything you need to know as of now about Blob. And then again, on top of this, Ravonna and Tribunal are in his spotlight. It's just a great week altogether. If you have been on the fence, if you should get him, I'm leaning towards it's probably a definite yes. Even if they cut his power down, like, all's good. Blob is going to be a mainstay card in my opinion. Now let's go to jump into some matches, show you how it works. Here we go. We start out with a little reality, a little time stone action, and space throne, which I don't hate, but with like what we have, I don't want to get rid of it, but we could also ramp X into it. It's a tough call. I think either way, let's go reality mid. Okay, we have Isle of Silence and a Forge Gamer with a Courier to boot. I'm gonna go with Courier. Go Courier right side. Ooh, okay, he is in fact a Destroy Gamer. We have Asgard, which is obviously cool. Let's go time into Psylocke. We'll play both to try to get the draw. We're going to snap because we have X. And we're going to lock down Space Throne, depending on what happens. Funny enough, we could also play Blob next turn. Wow. Okay. This is risky, but I don't think he'll play into this, right? But he doesn't want to eat this because this can flop into that. Decisions. The Blob now is probably a good call because we have all this going on, right? Asgard becomes nothing. Dude, he's going to go for Asgard here. He's got to go for Asgard. Let's go play. He's got to play for Asgard. Or he just goes middle. Oh, my. Dude, I swear. Wolverine. I swear to God. Hugh Jackman. Okay. Okay. We just play Blobbers. Play the Blobbers and win. This has value. We'll go with Vision. Okay.
Said, bub.
Now, like, he could do Null, Death. Like, he's cooking. We have Prio, so, like, well, I don't know. He's thinking he's pretty good, right? Because, like, if I move this, I can't Goliath. And he's like, haha. I got you, Kelsey, which is great. We have priority here. Our Blob is 11. Let's do some math. He's got a lot of power, folks, but I think 28 should be enough. And he's going to donate 8 cubes to us. I can't believe it. my gosh, my math is terrible. There's the stones. I didn't even think about the stones. Look at this man.
Victory.
And he eats all the effects of the other cards, so he's just blinging. Look at this bling. Alrighty, guys, so we've got the Jeff Okoye starting hand. You know, definitely not bad. Like the Okoye here. The Jeff's always good to get down. Jeff, more power on Blackstone, but let's get the Okoye out while we can. He's going to win by 1. And we have now probably the better play as we can go Jeff into Power Stone. We have Vision and Arrow as well. We're going to really try to take over the ramp here so that we can play an Arrow on our next turn.
Wind, aid my hand.
And it looks like we're going to be able to do just that. So we've got Arrow now to play. We have Vision to get into there, right? We have a lot of things going on. Let's go to play Arrow. Let's snap. I don't think he'll expect the Arrow. Not a lot of people are these days. We take the Storm over. Doesn't really matter all too much. And he plays down Daredevil. Interesting. Now, he can see what we're going to do. So he does have that going for us. We have Legion to really mess with him. He can't ramp. There's not a lot he can do at the moment. He's going to... If I play Vision, he's gone. He's retreating, right? I think I just play... we're just going to play Vision here, and it's going to just make him mad. He's probably just out of here, if I have to guess. Ooh, he sticks in. Okay, so he grabs 12 with the Gamora. We've got Shang-Chi. So if we move both of these left, it's tough for him. If he only plays Goliath, we still win. And we just kill the Gamora here with Shang-Chi, which is why Shang-Chi is usually good in these decks, right? He can Doctor Doom. That's probably what he'll do. We would still win left side. We would still win middle. There's really nothing that he can do. No, there's nothing he can do to win. Like, he's going to blow up. I think maybe he feels like he's got the Gamora over here. I'm not sure, but this is a snap that I would never take if I was in his shoes. He moves his Jeff over, plays down the Doom. We have 11. He has 10. Now, to be fair, he did have 1 on us on this right side. But again, we had 15 in the middle still because of that Arrow play. So
Victory.
Just an easy 8 cuber, guys, with that one, with just Arrow and Vision, and then obviously the Shang-Chi for a little bit of safety. Okay, so we have Onslaught, Citadel, we have Power Stone, Reality Stone, and Okoye. Not a lot of stuff we get from an ongoing location, so we are going to change it. It's Oscorp Tower, bummer. And White Hot Room. So let's go Okoye. We don't want to use our Time Stone. We want to use that to ramp next turn. Obviously, we're going to play down Time and Power. And we have a Pro X, so everything's kind of looking good for us here, right? We're going to snap, Time, Power. He probably thinks we're snapping because of White Hot Room. We're not. He's playing a Zabu deck. No way he's going to be able to fill up White Hot Room on this turn. Now, to his relief, if he stays, he's going to realize we didn't fill up White Hot Room. But, you know, we do have Time Stone and Pro X. Our Pro X is going to be 6 if we play it on Aunt May's. Okay. All right, look, this guy's feeling great. He's feeling great right now. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get the bonus energy. I'm playing a great deck here. It's gonna possibly be a win. But it's not. We're going to go Pro X right side, seal it off. He's then already filled this location, meaning he's going to retreat. Maybe he plays a card here, but I doubt it. And he does not. So he goes Typhoid, which is obviously, you know, a pretty big card there. Meaning we'll have to get the Blob or have some other shenanigans happen. Let's go with Iron Lad into Soulstone. Should give us potential priority. Our Thanos is just short of winning that middle location. But we have Shang-Chi, we have Goliath. So it really comes down to trying to win this priority. But it's a Shuri build either way, so we can just probably win, if I'm being honest. Wow, he full passes. We moved the Typhoid. No, it's the... Okay, no. Okay, the Nebula was last. I was like, wait, we don't want to move the Typhoid. And then we have Arrow. So, again, don't have the Blob. Just going to hit him with the old Goliath. Purple Cloud to win. And this is stupid. I mean, this is truly stupid. It's like, you pick a card, any card that's Blob or Goliath. And there it is. So... But, you know, he's giving the fist bumps. Like, he knows, you know. Now, if you're in his shoes, this is the new lockdown deck. Like, if you're going to get someone with priority, you don't play into it. We've got Soul Stone, Reality Stone kicking us off. And anytime we can draw, let's do it. Obviously, Washington, D.C. doesn't help us. Doubt this guy's playing Patriot, but just in case he's playing, like, Surfer, we can kill it. Wakanda, great location. Love Wakanda now. With all the Elias and playing big cards, Wakanda's a gift. We have Avengers Compound. We have our ramp into Vision at the moment. So let's go Mine into Soul into Snap. We don't have the best 5 drop here, but that's okay. Because we're thinning the deck here, at least with the Mind Stone, getting our 1 drops. And then we can at least get Vision out. Zoologist, what are you doing? What are you playing over here? What's going on? What shenanigans are we having here? Dude, what is this guy cooking? What is he cooking? This is insane. We could go Vision. We could also go Arrow, clog this side up a ton. It would move this Ironheart over. And then Vision here is kind of nice. I want him to play here. We want him to play this location because then we move Ironheart and he fills it. Do it. Get that Adam Warlock up. You need it. I feel like this is like a magic or something. Mr. Negative. You're running out of space, buddy, for that negative build. Obviously, this is very good for us because we can play this turn and nope out of it. Now, an Iron Man on Central Park will win it.
I am Iron Man.
But he plays it there. Jubilee's his top deck. We're not worried about that. He'll play that left side. Oh. This is kind of tough. Because we have to beat this. We only have 3 there. This is only 13. Could be one or the other. I think we just full commit left side, and then he plays Jubilee plus maybe something else he has. He can't Mystique anymore. So I feel pretty good that we can just win Wakanda. If he plays right side, give it to him, he's going to win. But because he got that Jubilee, that's a 1/4 Jubilee. He's going to play that and one other card. Mystique. Ravonna. Wow, we got him by 1. That was close.
Victory.
That was close, I would say. Thank God this was Ravonna, and we'll give him the fist bump and the Cosmo Shades. Okay, Mind Stone, Arrow, Shang-Chi, Vision. Love the starting Mind Stone every single time. We have another Thanos player. The Workshop. And another stone. Would you look at that? Okay, so let's, if we time stone now, don't really need to. We don't, it sucks because we're playing 2 things that don't draw really. And we don't have to do this because then we can't ramp out. The thing is that we don't have, I mean, we have Vision. We could push our luck. This is going against everything I said. This is going against I think I'm going to thin the deck out. This is going against what I said, but dang it, we're doing it. What does he do? Blob? Oh, boy. Well, good thing I did all that draw, guys. So he could just Shang-Chi that. But we're going to worry about that another time. And we get extra energy, so we've got that going for us. Let's go ahead and play down. I kind of want to play down Arrow. Because then we move the Gladiator to this left side here. We're going to go Vision left side as well. He might Pro X mid, which could be a problem, but I think it's going to be here to the left. Okay. Yo, let's go. We're going to play nothing this turn. Full pass. Move the Vision to the right, Shang-Chi, because I think he's going to Shang-Chi this blob. So we can at least match that. He's gone.
Victory.
The free-to-play goat. Love to see it. Let's see if it holds up. We're going to play the Space Stone because we want to draw here. Got a mirror match. We are going to play the Mind Stone, obviously, no matter what, next. And we're about to get some crazy draw. Well, woof. We can draw with this, or we can get Jeff down, but we're going to definitely get that. Go right here. And we have a lot of draw happening here. We get Psylocke on top of the stones. We get our ramp card via Time Stone. Now, free-to-play GOAT, I respect him, but he is playing Psylocke on 2, which I don't recommend. You always want to play that on this turn, because then we can play Pro X, which we have right here. So we're going to snap now. We can play Psylocke, but we're going to go Jeff, and we're going to go with the Time Stone now. And then obviously what's great about this is we can Pro X a couple locations here. We're going to go Jeff, Time Stone. And he's playing the big build. He is playing the big build. So he's going to try to play the guessing game of where are we going to play down our Pro X. Usually this is always the best lane to do so. Let's go into Machine World. He's probably going to play Vibranium. I feel like that's where most people would think I would X. Now, Vision also not a bad play there, but we would have to move a card to play him in an advantageous location. Just goes with the Nico. Well, I'll be damned. Okay. At this point, we can play as much as we want into Vibranium because we have the Blob. Let's go Vision left. This game's over. Let's go Vision left. Now we can move Jeff and Vision together. It gets worse for the guy because we now play our Vision left. He's out here. And then we're going to go to the left. Take it back now, y'all, and go Blob. But this is going to be game, set, match for us. So again, Blob or Lithe. Great to have either or in this situation, which is why the deck is, obviously pretty good. And then we had a lot of draw mechanics on this matchup too.
Victory.
So he ramped into Crossbones. I just, unless it's a location you have to get, really no reason to do that. All right, we have Albie here with Reality Stone, Jeff, and the Mind Stone. So in this situation, you could play a few things out. We're going to go with Mind Stone because it does thin out our deck because it's pulling out 2 different stones. And it looks like we got a mirror match. So we're going to hit it with the Spider-Man. We've got Soul Stone, Space Stone, Reality Stone. The Hub starting to get a jammed hand. And hello. Mobius is fine, but he probably doesn't have much discount going on. I like the Jeff, but I like the draw better. I think we'll go Reality Stone, Space Stone, continue to draw. That does max out our hand, though, so no need to do both of them. We might go Space Stone now and Soul Stone and spread ourselves all across. A little risky with the Soul Stone on the right. I mean, obviously, he played a great hand there. Got a little bit more lucky than us, but that's okay. And then we have Sanctum. But we have Castle Blackstone. Hell yeah, that's why we did it, right? And let's figure out what we want to do here. For sure, we want to go Iron Lad. I actually think we move Soulstone probably in the middle here. I think we might want to snap. I mean, We don't have a way to ramp yet, and if he does, then, you know, we could be looking at trouble because he has Pro X. We do have Jeff. We've got Blob in hand. We have Shang-Chi in hand. You know, Iron Lad could hit a couple of very big cards here. There's the Time Stone. Space Stone. We get the ramp just with Castle Blackstone. We change all locations. We're winning only the one. So we both get extra power. He has 6 power. Kind of crazy. And we're going to Professor X. I want to say mid here. I think that's going to be the play line. Let's Professor X in the mid. I guess we could Pro X here as well. And then like Blob out the mid. But then he does the Shang-Chi and it hurts us. Yeah, let's do this though. Because then we could seal in getting bonus each turn. He might play down like the Blob now. He's got 6 energy. If I had his hand, though, I'm probably going like Pro X plus a stone. Or Nico. Okay, plus 10 to vision. Doesn't do much, right? Because we already have the middle location at this point. He gets 2 extra energy, so good on him. I'm thinking we Blob now. We could also just Shang-Chi now, too. We can make him pay and do Shang-Chi now. Get Jeff in there as well. I'm thinking this is what I like, because then I net priority. He's going to leave if he does keep that vision and we do kill it. He's out of here. If he moves the vision, I see him either playing Alioth, like a cheeky Alioth, or he plays Blob left side. We kill the vision, we gain priority. We don't have Alioth, but he's going to assume we do, and he's just going to leave. Or we just top deck Alioth, and it's a win, a win-win. Okay, so we get the double energy there. Now, he could Shang-Chi at this point. Doesn't really matter. We'll hit both of these up. Throw some of these around. He might stay. I don't know. Kind of crazy to me, but no. He's out.
Victory.
He's a smart guy. He assumes we have Alioth, and look, we don't. But we would have had a huge Blob. All right, my friends. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the Blob content. I'm sure there's going to be more to come, and hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to subscribe down below. Tomorrow, I'll be having a Dan Hip interview. I am pumped to release it. If you're watching this in the future, well, it's the next video after this one. Go check it out. And as always, guys, until the next one, happy snapping.